Hello friends, this video on fiber and fabric part 5 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So the next step that comes is spinning. So it is a process of making yarn from fibers. So what is yarn? So you see fibers are like this. They do not have a specific shape. It's like kind of hollow. At the same time, no specific shape. And it is not arranged in a proper way. So when we say yarn, what is yarn? Yarn is nothing but you would have seen the kind of thread-like structures which are like rolled over a particular thing. So rolled in an organized way so that they do not get tangled. For example, have you ever seen the needle and the thread? So the threads are like rolled in a specific pattern so that doesn't get tangled. Similarly, when you look at the wool yarns, so there also this is how the wool yarn looks like. So the woolen fibers are like organized in a specific pattern, and that's how it is rolled and kept. So it helps the wool to be utilized later in a nice way. So it prevents them from getting entangled. Now, how do we get a yarn like this from a fiber like this, which is so disorganized? So the basic thing that we do during spinning is we stretch the fiber and at the same time we twist them also. So this is like when you stretch the fiber, you get a long thread like structure, and at the same time you keep rotating it. So it's kind of getting twisted and getting stretched. Both are happening at the same time, and this is how you get a thread like structure. Whether you talk about the cotton threads, you talk about the wool, you talk about the silk threads, so everywhere you have a thread like structure. So this is how the thread like structure is formed, and then with these thread like structures you will later get the fabric. Now the question is, how do we do this? This doesn't seem to be simple. Like you have so much of fiber, and how do we just manually stretch and twist these fibers to form such yarns? That sounds really insane, and that sounds really impossible. Well, it is not impossible, but yes, to make this tedious task simple, we make use of machines. But in the machines also, the basic thing that needs to be done is they need to be stretched plus twisted. So stretching and twisting needs to happen at the same time, and that is how we spin the fibers. Now, some of the devices which are commonly used for spinning are charkha. So charkha is a very popular device, and which was made popular by Mahatma Gandhi during independence. So when he was ahead with the independence revolution in our country, he encouraged people to wear clothes which are like made in India. So he encouraged people to wear clothes of hand spun yarn. So how did he spun the yarn? I mean, how did he make use of the fibers to make clothes? So he made use of this machine, which is like a spinning wheel. So you see a big wheel, and the wheel keeps like spinning. So here the fiber is arranged in such a way that the fiber gets stretched, and at the same time as the wheel moves, so it also gets twisted. So the twisting and stretching happens because of this device, and that's how you see he is holding something in his hand, and whatever thread is coming out of it, that is getting rolled on this. So that's how you make the yarn. So basically you started with something like the cotton fibers, which I showed you in one of the previous slides. I mean, which like the snow like appearance. So there you didn't have any thread or anything, but now because of this charkha, you are able to get a thread, and then you are rolling the thread on something which gives rise to the formation of yarn. So this charkha appeared in China in the 11th century, but later with more technological advancements, it was replaced with the hand spinning spindle. Now this charkha is like quite huge, and it is not portable. So I mean, it's not very easy to carry it from one place to another. So that those were some of the disadvantages of charkha. So later it was replaced with something called takli. So this takli is nothing but it is like a spindle. So you see, it looks so handy. You can just hold it in your hand and you can just do the spinning yourself. So it is a small spindle which is used for spinning short fibers like cotton. Now it cannot be used for long fibers, but for short fibers, especially cotton. In fact, the charkha was also used chiefly for cotton. So that means this takli could be a good replacement for the charkha because of its convenience. So another important thing is this spindle, this takli, it spins very fast. It spins so fast that it does your job very quickly. So what do we want to do? You see here. So this is how the cotton fibers are. Right, not organized, not in the form of threads. Now when you stretch them and you put it in the spindle, so as this spindle rotates like this, and it rotates very fast. Now as it rotates, what happens, this thread like structures, they kind of get rolled over it, and that's how you get it in the form of yarn. So that's how the yarn formation is taking place. So it is very, very efficient in spinning short fibers like cotton. So it has more advantages than the charkha. For example, it is handy, it is very fast, efficient, inexpensive, and because of so many advantages, it kind of took over the charkha. So these are some of the ways by which cotton spinning is done. So the first step was ginning, where the seeds are removed from the fibers. The second step, where the fibers are stretched to form thread-like structures, and that's how the yarn formation takes place. Now once you have the yarn, then it becomes easier to kind of assemble the threads to form a fabric. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.